drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anything from sobriety, addiction, depression, anxiety, balance in life. My name is Kyle Gray. I'm the host of this show. We are live twice a week, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The chat over here is free. You guys can talk about whatever you want. We can talk about anything under the sun. If you're going through something, the floor is yours. If you want to ask me a question, I'll gladly open it with an honest and sincere and transparent voice. And I'm not claiming to be an expert by any means on anything. This is literally just a safe place for discussion. So, how's everybody doing every day? Every day. Today, in particular. Today. How are we doing today? Sunday morning. How many hours of sleep do I get? A lot. Too many. I've been sleeping too much during this quarantine, and I need to actually get into more of a rigorous schedule, waking up early. I've been staying up until like 1 or 2 in the morning. Not like being productive, but like reading until 2 a.m. I've been reading a lot, and then I'll sleep in until 10, so I get 8 hours of sleep, and I absolutely hate waking up late. It makes me feel so terrible waking up late. So today I set my alarm clock for 8, and I actually like laid in bed until 9. I woke up at 8 and just kind of like laid in bed, kind of drifting in and out of sleep. So I get plenty of sleep. It is 11 in the morning here. Serious questions. How have you been doing past couple days? I've been good. I'm at work right now on lunch break. Artisan. I always say artesian, even though it's not spelled that way. Artisan. I've been doing really good. Obviously, I've gone through waves of different things, waves of depression, waves of contentment. But overall, I wouldn't say happy, but good, like in terms of feeling feelings, you know, because the strive to always be happy is one that's problematic. Cohen HD, my girlfriend is jealous and argumentative. What's the reason for that, man? How do you experience that? Assad, that's good that you're cleaning up the diet. That's really, really important. Cole Obsidian, I've put on nearly 30 pounds during the lockdown since March, broke my foot too. How do you start getting back to healthy eating after eating so badly? It's so hard for me to break the routine. Cole Obsidian, so I would say the easiest way to do that is to really think about how you feel after you eat. That's like what I do every single time I eat any meal, is to think about not only how I feel after I eat the meal, but how like the meal is actually replenishing your body, what nutrients it's giving you. And that usually dissuades me from eating a lot of bad stuff, because I think of like every now and then I'm like, oh fuck, I really want to order just like a pizza right now. I really want a pizza because that would just feel so good to eat a pizza. And then I think about after I eat the pizza, I ain't going to feel good. I'm going to feel really bloated, not very fucking healthy. The next day when I'm working out, I'll have that on my mind the whole time that I ate a pizza. And while it is okay for people to splurge and eat what they want every now and then, that's the luxuries of life. Consistently eating bad just brings you down. Just brings you down so much. So I think when you go to the grocery store, go there also when you're not hungry. The worst thing is going to the grocery store when you're hungry, because you just buy everything. But go there when you're not hungry and really, really get stuff that you know will make you feel better. Like eat an apple. After you eat an apple, you'll feel fucking great. Eat a banana. After you eat a banana, you'll feel fucking great. Eat a bunch of vegetables. After that, you'll feel amazing. And once you get in that habit of consistently eating foods that are good for you, that treat your body right, you'll want to do that every time because you want to feel good. Would I go on my expert opinion? Of course. I was going to go on there before this whole quarantine started. She accuses me of cheating when I'm not. When I try to talk to her, she overpowers the convo with yelling and screaming for hours and days on end. So I would suggest that you guys need to form a better way of communicating. If your baseline of communicating is to get in a fight and for her to yell and scream at you, that's not healthy at all. And why is she accusing you of cheating? There maybe is a reason there. Like, what is behind that? Like, does she like think that you like work too much? Are you away from her? Is this some other issue? She's like, covering up with the blanket of cheating that really underneath it is like she's a codependent. Like, what really is there? I think there's other conversations that you could open up. How do you choose the opponents for round? Vibe, I chose them out of a hat. Literally, I picked out 64 battle rappers that are active, put them in a hat, chose them out of the hat. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the AC on really fast, guys. Apologize. This is why my computer won't overheat. What's your advice to surround yourself with like-minded people? Artisan, I would say that just hang out with the people that you think are good people. Like, don't be judgmental of people's lifestyles. That's something I struggle with a lot still to this day, of being really judgmental of people that don't share similar lifestyle with me, and that's not right. That's not correct. So I would say that as long as you're focusing on you and doing what's good for yourself and to grow you as a human and to really practice enriching yourself, then it's going to exponentially ripple outwards. And you probably won't want to hang out with people that don't fit in line with that certain lifestyle. Women may be insecure because of your actions, and maybe she's asking you to stop an action you could. It's a good point too. I mean, that's why I ask, like, there must be some reason behind that. And I also would suggest, if this is real, and you guys have a 2-year-old, two together, I would suggest couples therapy, 100%. I would definitely suggest going to therapy, because a third party might be able to bring out an issue that is underlying that you can't really see. As you progress as a person, does battle rap content become at all difficult to deal with? No, not at all. Not in the slightest. If you're referencing like the extreme violent, misogynistic, racist, and homophobic nature of it, it doesn't become difficult to it, because you don't have to really attach yourself and your personal beliefs to something like that. It more becomes something just like, that's what that is. I don't align with that. It's fine. It is what it is. Certain bad urges for food can be satiated with other healthy foods. Like sweet desires can be counteracted by fruit, salty snacks with water, weirdly enough. I could see that. If you really want like chips or like crackers or something, just drink a bunch of water. I could see that like really satisfying that urge. And I do that all the time. When I want something sweet, I just eat fruit. I just eat a banana or an apple, and it's like good right there. Can we get an update on Lush? I read that he's got corona. Is he good now? No, Cole Obsidian. Lush is. I'm not really at liberty to put his business out there, but he does not have corona. He is doing really, really amazing, and he's bettering himself in another place currently. Is it normal that I use battle rap as a venting tool for anger? Philip, I don't want to be like, that's not normal. I would say, look at things like from a perspective of if they're healthy for you. And the more important issue is, what is your anger coming from? Why are you angry? Anger is a very important emotion that we have, and it's a very natural emotion that we have. But why are you angry? Where is it coming from? That's kind of the more important root of the problem, I would say, to focus on, rather than like, is it normal that I use this? Because who cares about normal? Normal is because normal is like you're comparing yourself to other people. Nothing is normal. Like, you're just you. You do what's appropriate for you. So I would more so analyze where that anger is coming from. Was my favorite event to shoot? Recently, Summer Impact. I'm clocking back into work. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe, and nothing but positive energy to you all. Artisan. Thank you, man. Battle rap reminds me of college and the easy times. Let's go. No name for now. I'm doing decent, man. Thank you very much for hoping well wishes on me. Cole Obsidian, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being in here, bro. Just people being here in general makes this move. Makes this move and shake. You know? But yeah, I've been reading some books recently. I recently got a book called 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. It's an amazing book, and it's really good to wake up every day and just read 3 pages from that. I absolutely love that aspect of my life where I wake up and I can read some motivational literature or anything, and then I end my day with some fiction. So yeah. My dessert is natural peanut butter banana with raw honey and grain toast. That's awesome. More battle rap questions. Any advice for new video directors just trying to learn? Vibe is like, just go and do stuff. Literally just go and do shit. That's the best way. Experience is the best way. Go shoot anything, and anything you want to do, just go do it. Look up tutorials online on YouTube. They're free. The resources at your fingertips are endless right now for learning. So, favorite battler's music video to shoot? I don't know. Probably, I have no idea about favorite. They've all been fun. How about that? One of the books that helped me feel stable was Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. I'll look that up. That's dope. I'll look that up. Meditations. Any more BW content coming? What's BW? Black and white. Sure, yeah, I'll probably do some more black and white music videos, honestly. I think so. Fuck with black and white color grading. I'll fucks with that. But yeah, just want to echo the sentiment of people that are struggling with addiction in this quarantine and staying sober during it. I know that it's like a really difficult time to try to push through and stay sober. And I think that utilizing this time is really, really important, because we're not going to be gifted with a time like this probably ever again, honestly, unless this becomes the new way of life, which is very possible it might. But I think that utilizing this time for a period of growth and really learning how to really explore what makes you comfortable in life and what makes you uncomfortable, and probably sit with those uncomfortable feelings more, like what really drives you to drink? What is the uncomfortability that you're trying to numb out? Is it so bad? Because it's probably not. It won't kill you. Nothing will kill you in your mind. Emotions will not kill you. Emotions will just pass through you. They're transient. They go from one side of your body to the other side, and they exit. So it's like all emotions will just pass through you, and nothing in your emotional capacity will ever kill you or hurt you. It will feel very painful for a long time, for sure, and it will be reoccurring. But feeling them and leaning into them is really important, and I think that's where a lot of addiction stems from. It's the inability to deal with the uncomfortability of life. So in a time like this, where you don't have the usual amount of your numbing agents, like work, like your friends, like going out, and you're just sitting with yourself, I think now more than ever, it's a wonderful time to just sit back and reflect on what makes you uncomfortable and why it makes you uncomfortable. What should I eat for breakfast? You can choose. I would choose a protein shake, water, and some fruit. How about that? What would be the best camera for music videos? The Blackmagic Pocket Cam. Do you film rooftop battles by yourself? Me and my roommate Ben film them. Good afternoon from the East Coast. Avo, send my love and blessings to everybody in this chat. Addiction is a disease. Always remember you're not alone in the battle. Louis S., of course, my friend. Thank you very much for that. Avo, look into a sound canceled called the ZNIZO. It can help mute a lot of background noise in rooftop battles. Interesting, Preem. I will look into that. I think for me, I drink to numb and reduce my thoughts. I suffer from sporadic hallucinations. I had some episodes recently where I couldn't hear what my father said to me. Nathan, why do you have those hallucinations? What do they come from? And also, why do you want to reduce your thoughts and numb them out? That's like an important question to ask yourself. Your watch episode Hollow was fire as fuck. Whatever he DoorDash looked bomb. Which more episodes would come in more regularly? It would help pass the time during this Rona saga. Stay safe. Stay up, Abo. Mike, of course, man. Yeah, I mean, whenever Hollow can come over, he's down to do a watch. I'm totally on board with that. I'm trying to go live every day. Like today, I'm going live twice a day, which is today's a very busy day for me. But yeah, I'm trying to just give you guys all the content you can. A Princess. I got the name Avocado because when I rapped when I was 15, I wanted a really dumb name, and I chose Avocado. Long story short. Par Birth. Avo, lots of love from the UK. Really appreciate you sharing your time with us. Of course, my man. Nathan, really extensive acid psychedelic usage. I feel so bad now that I used them when I was younger. I haven't had a drink for some weeks now because I'm in quarantine. Nathan, that sounds good, man. I mean, not about like the extensive acid and psychedelic usage, but it sounds good that you're straying away from drinking, because drinking is not going to help you with this. Drinking doesn't help with anything, period. Drinking doesn't help with nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing can be improved with drinking alcohol. In the slightest. You got everything inside of you to help you through anything in life. More so than any bottle could give you. To think that you would find an answer at the fucking bottom of a bottle is like the foolish of the foolish thoughts. Like, you have everything within yourself to overcome every adversity in life. Everything you go through is something that you can overcome from straight up here. Nothing else. No other thing. Like, there's nothing else that's gonna be like, boom, this is like what's gonna help me get through this. It's just you. Every time. Sandy, ever heard of the hierarchy of creation? First, it's simply creating. Second, it's creating that inspires others. And third is inspiring others to create. I have heard of that. That's a cool concept. Have I talked to a therapist recently? I have not, because my therapist, it's quarantine, so I can't go in and see her. And I paid a lot for her every week. Each session I paid like $200 for. I spent a lot of money on therapy. That's like where most of my money goes to. And I just feel kind of weird about spending $200 on a Zoom call, you know. But I might go see her. You know, it's been a while. It's been like 3 months now. So, but Slad Williams, I appreciate that. But, you know, therapy is such a big aspect of my life, not even like going to therapy, but doing therapeutic things, you know, like working out, eating good, cooking, reading. I need to get into a couple other therapeutic things. Like, I really need to get more into the habit of cleaning my room every day. I would love to get in the habit of like sweeping, mopping, and doing that every day, because I think that there's something about cleaning that's extremely therapeutic. And also, I read this essay this morning about how routines are so important in life, and how getting in a routine is really good, and how we're kind of trained to think that routines are boring and that being sporadic is like the true key to like being happy and like living an adventurous life. But routines bring out happiness in you. And I'm definitely a firm believer in some sort of routine in your life, whether that's as simple as waking up every day and making your bed. That's a routine. Waking up every day and brushing your teeth, that's a routine. Small things like that we all do, you know, but just kind of getting into more of a routine. And then also being kind to yourself when you can't meet a routine to the exact time frame. Like having a routine, but being able to have it flexible. So, yeah, that's true, Sandy. Cleaning your room as a cool down after the workout. That's a good point. When we were young, we think drinking doesn't affect us. Little do we know it's chipping away at us in a way we can't identify. That's why we keep doing it. Really true, Mike. Really true. Philip Bates, me and my old lady, we get along great when we're together, but once we're apart, it seems like she is always upset at me, or if I take too long to respond, she snaps. I can't figure it out. Philip, she definitely seems like there's might be some attachment issues, and she might be a certain attachment type. So you guys should delve into that. See, look up attachment types on YouTube. See if she falls under any of those guidelines, and maybe you fall under a different set of categories of attachment as well. So that could be where the friction is being caused. Alberta, what's up? How's it going? How do you distress after hosting Ruin an Hour? Nathan, I will, after this, I'm going to go straight into working out, so I'm going to work out. But usually I do round for round, so I go right into battle rap and it changes my mind completely. But sometimes, like when I used to do Ruin an Hours on Wednesdays and I didn't have a show afterwards, I would feel pretty bad afterwards. Not bad, I guess that's an unfair thing to say. I wouldn't feel bad, but I definitely would feel zapped and a little bit, I don't know how to explain it, sort of empty in a degree, but I think it's because I'm just pouring so much out for an hour straight. But now I read, I'll watch a video, I'll watch a skate video, I'll watch something that's just like mind-numbing, black, and just turn my mind off. So yeah. Yep, drink to make bad decisions and drink more to get over the regrets. Exactly. Give them a puppy. Hell yeah. I drink red wine occasionally. I don't think it's a huge problem. Vibe. I mean, alcohol is not the devil for sure. Anything is not the devil. Anything that I've been addicted to is not the devil. Sex is not the devil. Alcohol is not the devil. Your relationship with those things is the thing in question. If you have a good relationship with something, that's fantastic. I personally don't have a good relationship with alcohol, and I definitely have a very colorful relationship with sex, I should say. So it's just about analyzing those relationships. A+, I would get a dog, man, but I miss my old dogs a lot. I miss my old dogs a fuck ton. So I can't imagine falling in love with another dog when the dogs that I love are still out there. And I miss them tremendously. So, yeah. But good advice. I mean, my roommate is a puppy now, so I can, pet her whenever I want. Family keeps arguing. Some days they argue, and other days they're nice. It's hard to ignore. Siblings aren't helping either. They're just yelling at them to stop. How can I help them out in any way? So are you talking about Jack? Are you talking about just the interpersonal relationships between your family members and your guys' method of communicating is to argue? Because that's probably an issue. And then it's where does the anger and temperament come from? Is it something that stemmed from your father or your mom? Is it something that you learned? Trey Dog, yo Avo, you've always been on another level, always seem to have a well put together mind, set and never seem to let us down with your words. Just the way you compose yourself is a motivation. Stay active. Trey Dog, thank you very much, man. That means a lot to me to hear. I definitely don't think I have an always composed mind. I have a lot of moments of weaknesses, man. I do wrong shit constantly. But that is good. That is good that I'm recognizing that I fail a lot. That's fine, because you're not going to always be in a state of success. You're not going to always be in a state of happiness. And I want the whole, the big thing about this show is that I want you guys to see that I'm human. I'm not this perfect put together person by any stretch of the imagination. I have a lot of faults. I've made enormous mistakes in my life. I've destroyed my life 10 times over. I came from living in a house with the woman I love. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with, her mother who I loved, dogs that I loved. I don't have any of that now. And that's all mostly because of mistakes I've made. can't say it's 100% my fault, because every relationship, it takes two to tango, but it is mostly my fault for losing a life that was really good. But at the same time, I am a lot more aware of who I am as a human being right now. I love the path that I'm on right now. I would say a lot of people want to say they love the point that they're at in life, but I don't think that really exists as a point. You don't there is no point in life. You're never standing on top of a point. You're always walking forward in one direction. You're on a path. And I think it's a more healthy way of looking at that, I love the journey that I'm on. I love the path that I'm on, rather than I've made it, because that's a terrible way to look at life. There's never going to be one moment in your life that's going to summarize the rest of your entire life. There might be extreme moments of happiness and moments of success that you're I love this moment and this memory, but it's really hard to think that there would be one moment that's going to summarize your entire life. Sandy, your honesty helps us because it's like a family all just hanging out, supporting each other. Can't learn from each other without honesty. Totally agree. Totally agree. Honesty is definitely the best way to learn. I live with my grandma and dad, mother and son. They argue about bills and sometimes about me and my siblings do. I want to help them settle down a bit and talk rather than yell. Yeah, I would say that the best thing to analyze is your communication with everybody. Like you said, just talking rather than yelling, and you setting a good example for that. I think once you set a good example to not yell in the way you communicate and just talk, that will have a ripple effect with everybody else that you're communicating with. You can't set a good example by doing something that everybody else does. You literally have to do the thing that you think is the best option in there, no matter what, and don't stray from it. Sure, you're going to have some moments of weaknesses, and the temperament will come up. Probably, I think the situation you're in is creating some sort of pressure cooker environment, and analyzing what in that situation is causing it would probably be really healthy as well. I definitely think it's generational, Sandy. I agree about some people can't talk, only yell. I think it's definitely a generational thing. Our parents' and then our parents have come from, to put it bluntly, a fucked up background. They came from a background where abuse was normalized, where mental health was dismissed, and where just basically living subpar lives was regularly accepted, and hardship was meant to be gone through and not learned from. Hardship was regularized, but it wasn't meant to be anything to be grown from. It's you wore hardship as a badge of honor rather than a badge of growth. It's oh yeah, back in my day we walked 12 miles in the snow, just to kind of say you're hard, not to be we learned from that and got shoes. It's just more so our parents' generation came from a very hardship background that they didn't really utilize to their fullest potential. And then our parents also came from the same background, to a lesser degree. So each generation is kind of learning more and more and more, and especially with communication, not yelling, not tapping into your temperament when you get in a confrontation is definitely something to analyze. Am I working on anything outside of battle rap during this quarantine? Outside of battle rap, not really. Working, I don't think so, besides this. I'm working on a mixtape for Ruin Your Day, but that's not really me working. It's more so me collecting songs and stuff like that. But yeah, not really working, I wouldn't say, film-wise, no. Try to read every day, so I try to read as much as I possibly can. Try to exercise as much as I possibly can. Just be overall healthy. Hey Ben, can you turn that AC back on?
It's on. I just turned it off on its own.
All right, cool. Thanks, man. My motivational art, I finished it actually. So my room is, I have 14 positive affirmations covering my wall right now that say various things. One says I am free, one says I forgive you, one says you are loved, one says I love you. And I do think it's made a gigantic difference in just my day-to-day, like waking up in that and being surrounded by that. I feel like is consciously and subconsciously very powerful. You ever watch Bradley Martin? He's on the same vibe. I know Bradley Martin. He's not personally my cup of tea, but yeah, I'm very aware of him and his channel. I'm from Colorado originally, but I've lived in California for 17, almost 18 years at this point. I've heard Waco is really dope. Yeah, I should post those on Twitter. I'll make a video of it and post it up, Sandy. I need to fix one. One fell, so. But yeah, I think to echo what Kay Nicole said, I think it's very important to have like some sort of projects during this time. It could be anything. You don't need to really have like a work project. It doesn't need to be something to profit. It can be anything from like rearranging your room to like, oh, I've always wanted to, clean up my closet, get rid of some stuff. Those things are extremely therapeutic and they add a sense of productivity to your day. And they're invigorating, they're inspiring, all those little things. Everybody that I've talked to that has been utilizing this quarantine in a way that I think is like greatly beneficial to them does that. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday and she was saying that she just has a bunch of projects she wants to do. She like cleaned out this back house in her house and rearranged that. She's rearranging her closet. She's learning to cook a lot more. She's like really enjoying the culinary creativity part of her mind, tapping into that because this isn't like a period where you're just like, oh, just sit on your hands until like life opens back up again. Life is open. There's nothing like just because you can't go to a restaurant or a bar doesn't mean life is closed right now. If anything, life is more open than it's ever been because you can do practically anything you want currently that's good for you with no distractions around, no outside influences, no pressure to go do anything. Even like the FOMO being a thing is not a thing right now. You're not missing out on anything because nobody's missing out on anything. Nothing's going around. So this is like an opportune time to really tap into what moves you, also like what makes you uncomfortable, and really utilize it to just do good shit for yourself. Like garden, learn to cook, like fucking do some art projects, learn to do music. Like there's so many good things. Like I read a lot now. That's something that I did not used to do at all. I've read more books in the past like year than I have in the past 10 years. So I'm putting together a dresser. I bought it online. I'm putting it together piece by piece. I'm taking a break today. Hell yeah, Kay. That's dope. That's hella dope. So true, battle rap is better than the past years when they first started out. I agree with that. I agree that battle rap is better than ever. Everyone has something they didn't have time for before. Now we all have the time in the world, but everyone needs to remember it's not a competition, just do you. Totally agree, Sandy. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Sup, Avo. Yo, I'm working on a new FL projects with a whole different perspective. I'm learning like right now, watching these live streams on Twitch that help me up my productions. Congrats, Rashid. That's fucking dope. Do you watch Awaken Wolf JP? Being getting healthy can be humorous. Interesting. I've never heard of that, but I'll check it out. Sandy, Banana Gang, thank you. Appreciate that. Battle rap is better now than it's ever been, and all the rappers will have hella material stacked when this thing is over. It's only gonna get better. Very true, Topper. Very true. Also good to see you in here, my man. With phones suck. Yeah, for sure. I got you. I got you, man. Gotta check out if meat eaters were vegan. Video made me laugh. That's funny. Are you cutting your own hair during quarantine? No, Clayton cut my hair. Was the decision to not include O'Shea in round for round made so other battlers had a chance? Yeah, George, because O'Shea definitely would have won the whole thing. You're right. If you read 10 pages of a book a day, that's an average of about 25 books a year. Yeah, that's what I try to do, but it doesn't always work. With fiction, you always just want to finish. Like, there's like this drive to fucking finish the book because you want to know how the story ends. But with nonfiction, I feel like it's opposite. I feel like I want to read less every day. Like, I have that book that I start every morning, 101 essays that will change the way you think. And this morning I actually read 3 of them, and I usually only read 1. So yeah, I definitely agree that reading just a small amount every day is super, super key. I look like I have a tan. I do. Sandy, I've been outside running every day. Take my shirt off just being a douche. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I definitely have gotten some sun. I got caught in YouTube food spiral. Forgot what time it was. Hope everyone is good today. Amy, I hope you're doing good. Hope your garden's doing great. Anyone else read Random Family? It's such a good book about life in the 90s in New York City. Interesting, I've never heard of that. Kite Runner is a good book. I've heard about that. Hey Avo, I really hope you're doing well. Ever since I've been doing these CBD oils drops once per day and night, I've been feeling more vibrant and able to work out and work on projects. Rashid, that's incredible, man. Fuck yeah, congrats on finding what works for you, bro. That's really fucking dope. Audiobooks like Prodigy's autobiography of the book Kanye West Owes Me $300 by Jensen Karp. Oh, I know Jensen. Jensen is, I've met him a couple times actually. He's married to Topanga. He lives out here in LA. So good, especially when the writer is reading it. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, Hot Carl. Yeah, I know Jensen. Audiobooks are cool, like for sure. I definitely personally I prefer like the physical book a lot more and like reading, because I feel like it's a different methodology of interpreting information when you read. And if my eyes were better, man, I'd be reading way more. But yeah, whatever way you can do it, get it in. Used to be his battle rap name. Yeah, totally. I remember him. He's been to a bunch of battle events too. Did yourself had to celebrate Mother's Day with your mom? Yeah, I Zoomed with my mother. My mom lives in Colorado and I live in Los Angeles, so I couldn't physically be there with her. But I Zoomed with her. I actually Zoomed with my family this morning too as well. So, you know, I definitely think you guys should call your family as much as possible during this time. And if you can, Zoom or FaceTime them so they can see you, because that's really, really important as well. So yeah, communication is really important, especially with the people you love. Mavo? Yeah, Avocado, I know. How has being part of battle rap helped you grow the most? I think the community it's fostered has been very integral and important. And I mean, look at what I'm doing here. This is basically off of battle rap. You know, you guys only know me through battle rap. It's not like you know me from Kyle Gray being the sober guy, you know? It's like you know me from being Avocado. So I think the community that the battle rap has fostered has helped me grow exponentially. And traveling, meeting different people that I wouldn't have met if I wasn't filming battle rap, being introduced to different mindsets that I wouldn't have thought of if I didn't get into battle rap. Yeah, it's been an amazing blessing in my life. Zach, what's up? How you doing? Am I a total hypocrite for drinking right now? I've been tapering. Lucas, no, you're not. You're not a hypocrite at all. You're just in here and hanging out and you're drinking. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Also, you know, relapse is part of the recovery process. Just like falling down when you're learning to ride a bike is part of learning to ride a bike. It's like, it's just part of it. What Netflix series you secretly last binged? Not Netflix, but Hulu. I binged Snowfall. That's the last thing I watched, and that was at the beginning of this quarantine. I haven't watched anything since because I've been more into reading when I have free time than watching a show. But I binge watched Snowfall, and it's really incredible. I highly suggest everybody to go watch it. Topper, great to hear that you're loving the Best Round series. That's dope, man. Thank you. What books? I just finished the second book in the Southern Reach trilogy. So I read Annihilation and I'm forgetting Authority is the second one. That's the one I just finished. They're pretty good, pretty dope. Sometimes the writer's textural descriptions of things kind of, I get lost in them. Even though he has a beautiful language and a methodology of writing, sometimes I don't know what he's talking about, and I have to go read things a couple times to be like, what does that mean? I don't really understand what he's talking about. But I do like it. And the third one, excuse me, is called Acceptance, and I just started that. And then I'm also reading in the mornings, I'm reading 101 essays that will change the way you think. I got another book that's called Love, Floppy Disks, and Other Things the Internet Ruined, which is more of a table book. It's more of like pictures and short descriptions. Then I got another one called Your Heart Will Heal that I'm gonna start pretty soon, but that's more of a journal one too, and I'm not very good at journaling, and I gotta try to fix that. It's my favorite book of all time. I don't know, no idea. I'm very new to reading, to be just like completely honest with you guys. I really got into reading over the past like year. Before that, I was very, very not about reading, unfortunately. But I love a lot of books. I love, as far as fiction, I love 1984. I love Brave New World. I read Fahrenheit 451 the other day in like 2 days, and that book was fire. As far as nonfiction, I love books like Facing Love Addiction. I loved that book, What Kills You Doesn't Make You Blacker. That's an amazing book. And then what other book? That Get Out of Your Way by Russ. Loved that too. Yeah, Lucas, pretty much all I read is nonfiction. Rashid, I have not tried Headspace, but I actually used to work right next door to Headspace, which is really funny, but I've heard a lot about it. I don't meditate. Child 44 is the last good book I read. I've never heard of that. I'll check that out. I don't meditate, but I need to start. I definitely realize that I need to start meditating. Angels and Demons was pretty good. Yeah, I heard that's a dope book. That author is super successful. Why doesn't myself see you with your Hawaii outfits on? It is summertime over there. Yeah, it is summertime. It's very hot in LA right now. For those dealing with trauma, I recommend Surviving Survival. That's interesting. That's dope. Never heard of that. I'll check that out too. I'm always down to read another good book. I found that I might slow down reading fiction, just because it's like, it's entertainment, and it is definitely inspiring sometimes, but after reading that last book in the Southern Reach trilogy, I was like, man, I could have spent my time doing something else, really, you know? But props for rendering out the round for round title card, man. Of course, dog. I gotta update those more often. Ooh, Anne Frank. Yeah, definitely. If you feel bad about isolation, read Anne Frank for sure. Hyperion Cantos, epic sci-fi. That's dope. I haven't heard of that. Life 3.0 is a good nonfiction book about AI and technology. Dope. I will check that out. I fucks with that subject a lot. Music headphones while skating, walking, or biking, best way to clear your head, I think. Definitely agree. Headphone time is really important. Just music through headphones, I feel, is like so much like immersive and powerful than listening through a speaker. I prefer headphones, 100%. How do you pronounce Elon Musk's kid's name? I have no idea. I don't even know what his kid is named. Is his kid named like Inspector 4 or something like that? It's some like weird name, isn't it? I have issues with insomnia due to my anxiety. Do you have issues sleeping? Okay, I don't have issues sleeping. I've always been one that I fall asleep really fast and I sleep really, really good. But I know a lot of people that have issues with sleeping due to anxiety. A lot of people. And I could say what I've talked to a friend of mine recently, she actually was really bad with sleeping, and she said that the best thing she's done is exercise. Exercise has made her sleep so much better. And she's been exercising every single day. And she's like, I've been sleeping so good for the past week. And I think maybe exercising is the reason why. Elon Musk's kid's name is XAEA12. Are you kidding? That's really his kid's name? Wow. Well, to each his own, am I right? To each his own. Does wonders for me and exercise. You gotta smoke. Yeah, I've heard that smoking definitely reduces anxiety. Try the Calm app for sleeping. Some good suggestion right there. All I know is the AE part is supposed to be pronounced ash. So it's ash A12. Interesting. Man, they're so against the norm. So groundbreaking, naming your kid a Python script. And X is pronounced K apparently. Weird. Also, what seasons do you diet? I don't really diet. I try to just eat clean and healthy year round. Why do rich people gotta be so extra? That is hilarious. Yo, if you guys ever watched that series Devs, there's like this awesome quote in Devs about how people that run tech companies always think they're messiahs. And I love that quote because that's hella true. Like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk literally think they're fucking messiahs. They're definitely changing the world for the better, I would say, for the most part. But the ego, man. Lavender always does what they put in the baby products calming. Ooh, lavender, that's a good suggestion. It's the God complex, 100%. There's Wi-Fi in my building. Somebody named police surveillance when they spelled it wrong. That's amazing. One time I had, when I was getting Wi-Fi, there was like, we looked at all the names of other people's Wi-Fi in our apartment complex, and there was one Wi-Fi connection named the Pimps of 108, like the Pimps of apartment 108, and we named ours the Real Pimps of 108, just so people that would see it and be like, wait, what the fuck? No, we're the Pimps. D Gamble, how's it going? Starting the beef. Yeah, the Wi-Fi beep. Official Real Pimps. Yeah, the official Real Pimps. It just keeps getting longer and longer. The first official Real Pimps, #1. Moonlight Kisses. That's cool. I like that. Ours now is just ride or die. College housing Wi-Fi names got crazy for sure. For sure. Yeah. Does college housing not just have like one universal Wi-Fi, or does each room have a different router? My boyfriend set this up. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. First Baptist Pimps. Pretty fly for a Wi-Fi. That's good. That's good. You got to bring your own router. Damn. College done changed. Was it to you? What's cracking? Tell my Wi-Fi I love her. Bill Will. Bill Will, the Fi guy. That's funny. Mine's Razor Ramon. That's tight. Razor Ramon was the shit. I love that nickname, Ruin Your Day. How come anyone ever thought of that name before you as a business title? I don't know. Because they've been sleeping. That's why. Peter B, you're a pretty super cool guy, Avo. Really down to earth. Met you at World Domination 8 in London. Peter B, of course, my man. I need to get back out there. I need to get back out to London. I thought we were going to be out there this year, but, you know, 2020 has just been an unpredictable time. So hopefully soon. But I appreciate that, Peter. Thank you so much, my friend. But yeah. But today, later on today, we're doing another episode of Round for Round. Danny Myers versus Twerk. Really think about moving to Cali from New York. Weather sucks here. Saving plus Cali is like a dream brought to life. I think you think Long Beach or Hollywood would be a better spot to start. I would say Long Beach, 100%. Hollywood is the worst part of Los Angeles. Like it's where every transient moves to first, thinking that's LA. So then you get this like warped concept of what Los Angeles is. Long Beach is 1,000% more what LA is. It's way more of a good community. My friend lived there for a long time. He loved it, and especially you said that you skate. You should definitely like move to Long Beach then if you skateboard. There's a lady that does, Peter, thank you for the donation, by the way. There's a lady that does opera on her balcony in Toronto every day, and everyone has been complaining about her on social media. Do you guys have any balcony parties out there? That's so funny. No, there's nothing like that out here. Like, my brother that lives in Denver says that, like, in the morning, everybody howls in support of the first line of service workers. And I know that people in New York have kind of been having balcony parties, but there's no real balcony parties in LA. There's no real balconies, period. So we haven't done anything like that. The scene for battle rap in ATX is lacking. Any suggestions? Lucas, just start your own, man. Just start doing your own. We clap the doctors at 8 p.m. every Thursday in the UK. Interesting. In the UK, at like 8 p.m. every Friday, they clap outside. Well, damn. Do I prefer calisthenics or weights? Right now, I'm doing calisthenics strictly. I actually don't lift any weight. I do have these sandbags that I do like a superset with. I'm still kind of sore from that, but fuck it, YOLO. But I like both. I love both. I've been doing weights for all of my life, and this quarantine really pushed me to do calisthenics. And I actually really love the results I'm getting from calisthenics because it's unlike anything I've ever gotten. And yeah, I fuck with both. I really do enjoy both. I'm originally from Colorado, not California, but I've lived in California for the past 17, almost 18 years. Amanda, good to see you in here. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you later. What do I think of A-Ward versus Pat Stay? I think that would be a great battle. I think that would be an amazing battle. Same. Try out kettlebells if you haven't. I've heard about kettlebells. I've always been kind of wishy-washy about trying them out, but I should. Your mind-muscle association grows so much more with calisthenics. That's true. That's true. Castle Rock, right? Yeah, Lucas. That's where I'm from. Small town called Castle Rock. Calisthenics is the only way to go. Yeah, the more I do calisthenics, honestly, the more I'm feeling like I really like the results and the feeling of it. I do the same thing every single day, which you think would get boring, but actually is really fun because then you get better at it every day. Isn't Eureka's castle in Castle Rock? Yeah, Sandy, that's crazy you know that. But yeah, that castle is in Castle Rock. That's really wild you even know that. Can I do a plank? No, I can't. I mean, I kind of can, but not really. I was a medical grower in Black Forest for a year. Oh, that's dope. That's hella dope. Small world, man. I need weights for mass. Yeah, you definitely can build mass with weights, but I think you can build mass with calisthenics a little bit too. I'm one that I don't fucking care about mass anymore. Like, I used to care so much about being big, but now I don't care about that. I feel so much better being stronger and leaner than I ever did being big. I felt kind of not good being big, to be honest with you. Do it prison style with water and pillowcases? Hell yeah. The world record for a plank holder is over 8 hours. That is bonkers. That is absolutely bonkers. Oh, that's crazy, Sandy. That's wild. I did not know that. I did not know that. Like a press-up position, but feet aren't touching. Yeah, totally. I know what you're talking about. I can't really do those. How do you sleep at night? Is your mind healthy? I sleep really good. I mean, I have dreams of stuff that I miss a lot. But yeah, I sleep really good. I have good sleep. Yeah, definitely learning to listen to your body was the most important thing I ever did. 100% Marquis. learning to really tap into like what makes you feel good is really incredible. Do you know any good exercises for getting broader shoulders? I'm kind of fine, but at 6'1", my shoulders seem a little smaller than a lot of dudes my height. I mean, you could just do for shoulders. I don't know about broader shoulders, but if you're trying to build like your traps, you got to do like shrugs. I do lateral raises, so what that is you take like a weight, like you could take this even, like if this was full, which would be heavy, and you just raise it like up like this, like straight in front of you. I can't really do it because the table's here, but let's say it was down here, like this, like 1, 2, and you really just flex your trap when you're doing it. So you could take anything, like anything that's kind of heavy, and do those. Do this. Do a set of 12, take a break, do a set of 11, take a break, do a set of 10, and go all the way down to 1. And that will be just burning you. Pull-ups and every kind of back exercise. Pull-ups too. Pull-ups will build like your back out like crazy. How do you drink all that water without having to pause for restroom breaks during broadcast? I'm really used to it, Kay. I'm very used to drinking a gallon a day. That's how I do it. It's like nothing for me anymore. But yeah, everybody, it's been an hour. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Be live again in 5 hours for another episode of Round for Round. We got Danny Myers taking on New Jersey Twerk. And yeah, hopefully everybody's good. Dajon Williams, hey man, didn't have time for the whole hour, but I had to stop in and say that I appreciate your content, your willingness to express your opinions, and your directorial expertise. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. Sandy Kane, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I will see y'all later. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Ruin an Hour. I'll see you for Round. Peace out.